a startling statistic. 1 in 3 people over the age of 65 will have a fall this year. It can be a deadly accident, especially if a senior is home alone. Senior care expert Kathleen Stuck from Home Instead Senior Care is here to talk about how medical alert systems can really save lives. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, how do you get this conversation started? Let's start there, because with some seniors, some of our loved ones, it can be difficult, I'm sure, because maybe it's a sign of losing independence or, preconceived notions about wearing a medical alert.
That's true. I do think that the stigma has changed. And at one time, people really thought these were for old people. Now they're realizing these are for smart people, because anybody over the age of 65 who is at risk of falling should consider wearing one of these. As you mentioned in the intro, 1 in 3 seniors will have a fall this year. Statistics show us that if you have an injury from that fall, only 50% of those seniors are going to be able to go home to their independent lifestyle.
And you're seeing more people come saying, I want this.
Yes, yes. They love having them, and one of the things they like about them is there's assurance for the whole family that should there ever be an accident, that you actually have a device that can help you. Furthermore, some of the devices now have fall detection. And the beauty of that is if a senior falls, the response center will initiate contact with the person who has fallen.
So they don't need to push a button, they don't need to do anything.
Exactly, and that was really helpful for my own mother. In one case, she fell on her bathroom floor. The response center called her. She was able to communicate with them and say that she wasn't injured, but she wanted them to call me so that I could come over to the house and help her up. And they stayed on the phone with her until I got there. But in another case, in another case, if she didn't answer, which happened once, the response is different. So she was returning home. She'd been out to dinner with a girlfriend, getting dropped off on her driveway and slipped on the ice.
Oh, gosh, which we know in Minnesota that can happen a lot.
I know, and her friend saw her. The two of them were strategizing how to get Mom off of the ice when the first responders showed up on the scene. And neither of the ladies had thought to push the button.
Really?
And were completely surprised when they showed up, but happy that they were there to help.
Wow. And does that speak to the new technology and how they have changed and improved over the years?
Yes, the fall detection technology is wonderful. And as soon as that fall happens, the device knows and immediately sends a signal to the response center, and then they try to have contact.
And you brought an example of what one looks like here.
I did.
This is something that's so important, and this is Awareness Month. August is Medical Alert Awareness Month. What's the biggest takeaway? The biggest takeaway is to have one of these in your home. We have a link to more information about this one on our website, which is homeinsteadmsp.com. But there are a lot of great devices out there. The important thing is to have one, have the conversation about how wonderful they are, and be willing to take that step. Lots of different varieties, depending on the person? There are. Some you have to press the button. Some has the auto detect. Some run with cellular technology and have GPS capability. Oh, wow. For people who are further away from their home. Wow, that's a huge jump in some of the technology we thought of in the past, where it just used to be ring around the neck and hit the button. Right. Interesting. All right, Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it and helping a lot of our loved ones stay safe out there. Thank you for having me.